I'm going to show you guys exactly how to find and buy distressed properties in 2024. There are a lot of sellers that are in a distressed position this year that can't afford to get a mortgage to close on their properties due to high interest rates that have been going up over the last couple of years. The thing is, a lot of these distressed properties and opportunities are not on the MLS. They're actually off-market deals where everything is negotiable. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing as I talk about all things real estate in the GTA. So the distressed opportunities that I'm talking about in 2024 are assignment sales. Assignment sales were also very, very hot in 2023 when interest rates were at an all-time high. Now, if you don't know what an assignment sale is, I'm going to do a quick 30-second crash course on what it is so you guys can get a better idea. But if you already know what an assignment sale is, feel free to skip ahead to the part where I talk about how to find, source, and buy these deals. So feel free to skip right ahead. The timestamps are in the description. Okay, so what is an assignment sale? An assignment sale is when a seller who purchased a pre-construction property years ago can no longer get a mortgage today when the property is coming up for closing. When they bought this property, most likely 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago, they didn't have to get a mortgage at that time. They only had to pay for their deposits over time. So maybe the deposits were over 1, 2, 3, or 4 years. And because interest rates are super high right now, especially compared to when they bought the property, which was, again, a few years ago, they're in a distressed position because they probably can't qualify for a mortgage and they have to sell. In some cases, there's sellers even walking away from deposits, and this presents an incredible opportunity for buyers, investors, or end users in 2024. Now, assignments were historically very profitable for sellers due to the market conditions over time and prices they've paid, especially 2022 and earlier. People would make hundreds of thousands of dollars on assignments. You know, there was a time when people were making a lot of money on assignments and people would only buy pre-construction to only, quote unquote, flip and make a profit on it. But we're no longer in that market right now. The assignment market has completely shifted in the last couple of years where there's so many deals that are happening. Okay, so now that you guys have a better idea of what an assignment sale is, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to source and see if these assignment deals even make sense. So the best place to find assignment deals, in my opinion, are on Facebook groups. So if you're not on Facebook, you should probably get on it because this is pretty much all I utilize Facebook for now. When you go on Facebook, just go to the search bar and type assignments for sale or assignment sales, and you'll get plenty of groups. Just join one of them, probably the ones that have the most active members, and join that group. Okay, as you scroll through those groups, you will start finding, end users who are clients and also other agents that are posting assignment deals. So, what you want to do here is, again, you're trying to skim and source through the ones that make the most sense. Again, a lot of them don't make sense, but every once in a while, you're going to find deals in there that are absolutely goldmine. Okay, so when you're going through these assignment deals on Facebook, you're going to see what's called the original price and you're going to see asking price. So the original price is the price that they've paid at the original time of purchase, and asking price is the price that they're asking for right now, obviously. Now, just because they're asking for more than the original price doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad deal. I've done deals where I've picked up, townhouses in Mississauga in certain neighborhoods, for example, where the original buyer had paid, $640,000, but we picked it up for $690,000. Sure, they made a little bit of profit, but the market value at the time of the townhouse was over $750,000, which is what the appraised value came from the lenders. So, in this case, we went into baked-in equity, and I'll explain what that is in a second. Typically, in an assignment sale, the seller would expect their deposits to be paid back. So, in a case of this, this seller has paid 15% of $609,000. And so this seller is expecting that deposit back of 15%. And on top of that, they're asking for the difference between the original price and the asking price. So somewhere around $70,000, $71,000 is what they're expecting on top of the deposits paid. Now, again, this may not be a terrible deal just because they're asking for more than what they originally paid for. We'd have to look at the comparables and see if they actually make sense. But I'm going to show you guys an example of assignments that actually make sense. See, the key to assignment sale is to make sure that the resale values at that time exceed the assignment price. So if assignment sale is listed at, let's just say, $500,000, but the resale values are $550,000. Well, that to me makes sense because now you're buying something that's under market value, regardless of what the original buyer has paid. If the original buyer's paid $450 and you're buying it for $500, but the resale values are at $550, that deal makes sense to me. I'll show you guys here. This is a condo development in North York at the corner of Yonge and Finch. The original purchaser bought it for $598,000. That's the OP, and they're also selling it for the exact same price. So they're pretty much selling it at a loss after they pay their commissions and assignment fees and legal fees. They've paid 15% deposit so far. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath with a locker. It's got a pretty decent layout here, right? Nice and square. You've got a split bedroom layout. You've got an ensuite bathroom with the principal bedroom, but you also have a full washroom as soon as you enter, which is great if you have guests over. They can use that too. And of course, a large balcony too. This is, in my opinion, a very, very good 2-bedroom layout. So look, something like this, you're looking at, original price of $598,000, assignment price is also $598,000. But let's look at some comparables to see what it's actually worth in today's market. So real quick, if I go onto House Sigma, by the way, if you don't have a House Sigma account, I highly recommend you make one if you're not already on it. Tool for people to go and look at sold data and also things that are active on the market. They're very, very up to date. I know a lot of realtors that use it too because it's very user friendly. So make an account and you can pretty much type the address of where you're looking for things that are for sale or that are sold. So I'm looking at sold data in that area where the condo that I just showed you guys is listed, and you want to look at apples to apples. Okay, you don't want to just look at any 2 bedrooms. So you want to look at something that's new or newish, and you also want to look at and make sure that the size is very similar. So this is slightly smaller than what I just showed you guys, and this sold for $650,000, 75 Canterbury Place. And 75 Canterbury Place, if you go to condos.ca, you can see that this building is only 2 years old. So again, it's newish. And that puts our market value of this property at $650,000. So that means you're going into over $50,000 of instant equity into this property. Now, of course, once you found a deal that makes sense, maybe it's a detached home, townhouse, or even a condo, then you want to go ahead and reach out to the seller to potentially put in an offer. If you're looking for step-by-step how to actually put in an offer and how to do an assignment sale, then I've got a video on it as well that walks you through step-by-step somewhere here that you can click, or even in the description. Make sure to watch that video also. Now, I want to take the same example and show you guys that in assignments, you can also leverage some of the equity to pay the deposits on closing. So let me explain. Let's take this condo as an example. Again, the original price is $598 and the assignment price is $598. So let's just say you put an offer for $598,000. There's certain lenders who, when the appraisal comes back, and let's just say if the appraisal of that property comes back at $650,000, which is the market comparables, a lot of lenders will actually give you a mortgage based on the appraised value. So now you can access some of that extra equity that you have, up to $50,000, and you can leverage some of that to pay the original buyer that deposit, so you don't necessarily have to pay everything out of pocket. And that's where assignments get really interesting because everything is negotiable. In this instance, the original buyer has paid 15% of the deposits to the builder. Now, that deposit is between the original buyer and the builder. However, when you're picking it up from that buyer, how you pay the deposits is completely negotiable. And some of the ways that, I structure deals is I'll maybe pay part now and part on closing, or part even later down the line, however I see fit based on the circumstances and how motivated a seller might be. So in a case like this, you don't even have to come up with the entire 15% yourself. And if you qualify, let's just say you're a first-time buyer and you qualify to buy with under 20% down, you can even leverage that. And then again, pay just 5% out of pocket and then leverage the rest from the equity on closing to pay back the seller. I've done these deals multiple times. If you'd like more information on how to do that, again, feel free to contact me. My calendar link is in the description. I'd be happy to talk to you one-on-one on how to do that. Okay, here's another example of a property that we acquired recently for one of our clients. This is a townhouse at Ridgeway and College Way, which is in Erin Mills in Mississauga. The original price was $640,000. Assignment price was $655,000. Again, like I said earlier, just because you're paying more than the original buyer, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad deal. Why? Because the resale values in that area were selling for $735,000. Exact same builder. We're doing apples to apples comparison. The exact replica sold for $735,000. So in a case like this, when our buyer picked this up, we ended up negotiating a deal where the buyer only had to pay half of the deposits up front, and the rest of the deposits they were able to leverage through the equity on closing, because in this case, you're looking at 735. The appraised value came, I think, around 720, and then we bought it for 655. So that difference between 655 and 720, about $60,000-$70,000. The bank gave a mortgage based on that appraised value, where we're able to secure, or take out some of that equity and then pay the deposits, the remaining deposits on closing. Now, if you guys want some of these deals that are exactly like this, that are under market value, straight to your inbox, I do send out 2 daily assignment deals to my database every single day. So if you'd like to sign up for that, feel free to go ahead and fill out the form in the description. Just name, phone number, email address, and I'll make sure I go ahead and put you in my list, and you'll get 2 deals every day with a breakdown of the deposits and the market value. So you don't have to go around and source these deals yourself. Guys, if you found any value in this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.